All right, man. Welcome to the Man Down Sports, man. This is pretty fascinating, man. I didn't, man. That dude just requested a trade. What, yesterday, day before yesterday? This was a quick
Friday.
Friday. Yeah, this is a very very quick turn of events, man. So I'm probably late with the news. It's probably like almost 2 hours old, but Kyrie Irving has been traded to Dallas Mavericks for Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, a first round pick, and multiple second rounds. Um, Very interesting, right? So I wanted to come in here and say a couple of things, man, because there's a lot on my mind with this, right? Number one, uh, all the false narratives that was around Kyrie Irving that's been floating around him since this summer. Like when he first was trying to negotiate and get his contract, and they wasn't extending him the max, and it was pretty much forcing him to opt out, or they told him he can go and seek his own trade partner. What I always say that the media is doing the dirty work against Kyrie for Brooklyn, right? So when it comes to them negotiating, the player usually, especially if you're a superstar and you got the talent, you usually got a lot of leverage, especially if you can walk in free agency, right? Or you in a opt-in year, which Kyrie was, right? He had a lot of leverage. He could have walked, but he had a couple of things going against him. Number one, he's always expressed publicly that I wanted to play with KD and I want to play in Brooklyn and I want a long-term deal. So Brooklyn had on their side that they knew Kyrie Irving didn't want to leave, right? Then the other thing they had on their side is all these false narratives out there about him that kind of ruined his reputation to the public and, at least to the media. The media, every time it came time to Kyrie trying to negotiate with Brooklyn, the media would go out there and do the dirty work for Brooklyn and say things like, you don't have a trade market for you. Nobody wants you. You're too injury prone. You got too much baggage. I don't know any owner that wants him. Every GM that I've talked to said that they didn't know any owner that wants him. And it was like the only people that wanted him was the Lakers, and that was because LeBron James championship clock is ticking, right? They said the only people that wanted Kyrie Irving was the Lakers. This was expressed by Nick Wright, Shannon Sharp, Chris Broussard, Rob Parker. Everybody in the media, Kendrick Perkins, just say nobody wants Kyrie. You're too much of a headache. Nobody wants you. And so what that did was help Brooklyn out, because now they can stand pack and be strong and be like, well, look, man, yeah, go seek out your own trade partner. Nobody wants you. But what was really going on is that everyone knew Kyrie wanted out, and he was having problems with Brooklyn, and no one was going to come in to save Brooklyn and give them anything, especially when Kyrie could just walk this summer. So that was the first false narrative, because as soon as he requested the trade, Ty Lue over in LA with the Clippers, he came out of nowhere and was like, yeah, we want him. Of course, the Lakers said we want him. Dallas Mavericks said the same thing. I think Phoenix was in the running. All types of teams was just coming out of the woodworks like, man, shoot, y'all see what this dude been doing this summer or this year? So yeah, so that was wrong. The other thing is the anti-Semitic thing. We already know that was some BS, right? But the fact that they made such a big deal out of it and really tried to tell people this dude was anti-Semitic, right? And made that big of a fuss about it. And lo and behold, here's a Jewish owner and Mark Cuban bringing him on and probably about to give him an extension, because I doubt he would have pulled that trade off and got rid of unloaded these pieces if he wasn't already telling Kyrie's agent that, yeah, we're seriously considering you for a max extension, right? So that was kind of interesting,
So what I was
right?
reading, I was reading that Kyrie like get an extension offered, but he hadn't signed it.
Oh, with Dallas, I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty
So
sure.
that mean which isn't bad in my opinion.
Right.
That means Dallas mortgaged their future to win right now, where Mr. Irving, as I'm going to call him, is taking the. And let's see how y'all deciding to play ball first.
Yeah.
Y'all
Because
because
because look, he still got a lot of options. He still could walk
mm,
right over there to LA and play in his idol's hometown, Kobe Bryant, and who knows, he might even go over there, and Jenny Buss might even. I don't know if they retired 8 and 24 yet, but if they haven't, they might even let Kyrie wear 8. Who knows? Imagine that. And imagine LeBron in his last 2 or 3 years, and Anthony Davis couldn't take the torch from LeBron to be the number one and be the catalyst of the team. Imagine Kyrie coming over there doing that, putting that number 8 on, coming back full circle for him, right? And he's doing it.
They won't let him wear 8.
Who knows? Who knows? I can imagine Kyrie putting that 8 on in LA. But yeah, like you said, if he don't sign that extension, and it's gonna be kind of jacked up if he does that to Mark Cuban. But Mark Cuban took a chance. Everybody knows he took a chance on that. So if he didn't already have something in place for Kyrie, he definitely took a chance. But I'm gonna get to what I think is gonna look like in Dallas, and I don't think it's gonna look as good as people think it's gonna look. But hopefully they don't blame Kyrie for it. But we'll see. But yeah, that option is there for him to still roll out and go to LA this summer. And make it crazy. Same people was calling him a snake, a Judas, and then turn around and campaign for him to go to the Lakers. That's true. Stephen A. Smith was one of them. Man, I want him in LA. Like they say all the bad things about him, and then when they throw out the notion that he might can go and join up with LeBron James and help him, they love that idea. Even I looked at Shannon Sharp's Twitter before I went live, and he's going back and forth with random people that don't even have blue checks, right? Just random people. Telling them it's not gonna work in Dallas. This is bad. This is horrible. Kyrie this and that, all this negative stuff. But I still would like him with LA. It don't even make no sense. It just don't make no sense, man. So that's one thing. The false narratives was one thing. Here's the other thing: the domino effect. Does Kevin Durant stay in Brooklyn now that his best friend is gone? Now that we know that he requested a trade this summer. We know why he wanted to trade, because they was messing with his boy Kyrie and they wasn't giving him the contract. And then for him to come back, I believe there was something told to him, maybe some promises, or maybe maybe just something. It might have not been promised, but something akin to a promise, right? I know you want Marks and Nash fired for how they did Kyrie and how they not extending that contract to Kyrie. However, come in, try it out. Let's give it 10 games, and if it's not working, we'll let Nash go. I think that's probably what got KD to come back, and they probably also told them, and if Kyrie is on his best behavior, then we'll go ahead and extend him. And you can imagine if it's me and you, and I'm your boy, and we want to play together, you already locked up for four more years. I'm trying to get locked up for 4 more years, and you want it out, and the owner came to you and was like, look, if it ain't working out, we'll get rid of Nash, and then if Kyrie is doing his thing, we'll sign. Or if Mel doing his thing, we'll sign him. That will make you come back, right?
So in this analogy, I'm Durant.
Yeah.
Boy, I got a lot of games. I got more games than that. But not for sure. Absolutely. I mean,
right.
It's a business, but these guys value friendship and play style. Like, I really don't think Kyrie's happy with that trade.
But I can guarantee you he's happy to be out of Brooklyn and dealing with Marks and Josiah. It's probably bittersweet because he's not with KD, but I'm pretty sure before he even requested that trade, him and KD talked, and I think the next domino is going to drop is probably going to be KD requesting out. But if he doesn't, we're going to discuss what their roster look like if he doesn't. Landon Hartley said this was Kyrie's plan the whole time. I'm not sure about that. I really do think he wanted to resign.
And no one plans to be in Dallas. Like, no disrespect to the final Mavericks organization and their players and their people. But if you're watching it more than just basketball, like, it is a tough place to play with the system that they're running. And it's been, I think, 3 different head coaches right now running that same system.
2 Kid and the coaches in Indiana. I keep forgetting his name.
Was it
Carlisle and Kid, right? Yeah, Carlisle was there when Luka got there. Carlisle was the one that won the championship with Dirk. And then they drafted they drafted Dennis Smith Jr. He had a decent enough rookie season where you think he could progress into something. And then Luka showed up, and they had Luka starting at small forward and Dennis Smith Jr. at the point, and they realized, oh shoot, Luka can do a lot of things with the ball. And then Dennis Smith became trade bait. They traded him to New York, and the rest is history. Luka done had the daggone ball in his hand ever since, man. So Lana Hartley said as soon as he jumped through all them hoops to play again, that was the final straw. Yeah, I mean, if somebody make you do all of that, and they telling you, if they told you this summer, yeah, if you behave, you play all the games, you know, you don't miss anything, you know, we you know, yeah, then we can talk contract, and then he does all of that, and the only thing that makes him miss games is because you suspended him again. You suspended him last year. That's why he was missing the games. I'm gonna get into all that though. I think he wanted out of Brooklyn since the summer. He probably did. But I think they convinced Kevin Durant. Him and Kevin Durant wanted out. But I think he convinced Kevin Durant that they was gonna do the right thing, and I think they reneged on it. So the domino effect, Kevin Durant, he might end up asking out anyway. Now, let's get to the Mavs new look first before we get to the Brooklyn new look. The Mavs was a team that everyone claimed the only reason why Luka was dominating the ball was because they didn't have any other shot creators, which was a lie because Dinwiddie was a shot creator of his own. Tim Hardaway was capable of being a shot creator. He wasn't as much of a playmaker as far as passing, though. They had Kemba Walker for about 5 games. I didn't like that because, I don't know, he was too much of a real point guard. Right, they had Brunson last year, and I've only heard good things about him after he left. But when he was there, he was one of the guys that they claim couldn't do what Luka does. So Luka had to dominate the ball. So it doesn't matter who plays with Luka, he's going to dominate. But with Kyrie there's absolutely no excuse for Luka to be on the ball that much. There's absolutely no excuse for him to be the point guard. I mean, if you're going to put Kyrie Irving at shooting guard like Allen Iverson, and, you know, but the only reason why they would work with Allen Iverson was because Aaron McKee was a lockdown defender. Eric Snow was a lockdown defender. George Lynch was a lockdown defender. Whoever their center was, whether it was Theo Ratliff or Mutombo, lockdown defenders and rebounders. So he had all around him defense, just like Luka did. All around him defense to make up for his small stature and small size and him not being able to be a defender that can stop people like Kobe, right? Well, with this situation, Luka can't defend and Kyrie's too small to defend the big wings. That was the same issue they was having in Brooklyn, right? So now you got 2 bad defenders and you just sent your 2 best defenders, who was Dinwiddie Smith, not Dinwiddie Smith, but Dorian Finney-Smith and Dinwiddie. You just sent them both away to bring in a guy who's not a defensive stopper, but I like Kyrie as a defender on point guards.
That's it. But that's where it stops.
Yeah, on point guards. So he's going to be guarding point guards. That's cool. But now Luka is going to be forced to guard the Kawhis, the Paul Georges, the Jaylen Browns, the Jason Tatums, right? Who's he going to guard, right? You used to hide him because you had a lineup of Dorian Finney-Smith and Dinwiddie out there. You can't hide him no more. You can't sick Kyrie on him no more. So that's going to be weird. Plus the fact that I don't know if Luka is going to give up that point guard dude and get off the ball. So it's going to be your turn, my turn, just like Kyrie was doing with LeBron. But they actually won a championship like that, though, so who knows?
They may bring in a rim protector like the White's still out there.
Yeah, but they just gave JaVale McGee a bag this summer, and they're not even playing him.
And he's not a rim.
Oh, he's most definitely a rim protector.
Yeah, McGee.
Yeah, JaVale McGee is most definitely a rim protector. You don't think so?
Man, that man Robin Hood. That man got that bag, went right back to his former self.
Well, he was a rim protector in Phoenix. He was a rim protector in Golden State. But all of a sudden, that don't work with Luka because Luka need shooters at the 4 and 5 positions.
Boy, this product, boy.
This gonna be something.
In Mark Cuban's mind, it's a win now mentality.
Yeah.
However, I don't think they have the pieces still to win now.
They don't, man. Those was very important pieces they lost. And I've always said the answer to the Mavs playing better ball is not more players or better players. That's not going to hurt, right? But the answer is them playing better basketball, not playing Luka-centric, Luka-dominant basketball where Luka is the point guard.
What's crazy is Luka is a phenomenal talent that you can move him off the ball and Luka could still eat every night.
Exactly. That's what I don't get, man. Get a real point guard, man. I hope the God they make Luka play like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown did in Boston when Kyrie was the point guard. Make Luka play his real position, small forward. Make him play his real position. Make him guard his real position. Stop babysitting him and hiding him on defense and saying you can go guard the least offensive player on the opposing team and then you can just dominate the ball and have it a green light out game. Man, just stop doing that, man. I hope J Kidd fixed that, but that's the only way it's gonna work. But they gonna have a question mark on the defensive end, and then they just gonna have to start playing a different style of basketball, man. 5-man out basketball and letting Luka and Kyrie go 1-on-1 iso ball. It's not gonna work. It's gonna look good, and like Lana Heartless just said, they go sell some tickets. I will point this out: the Brooklyn Nets was top 4 in sold out games this season. They was coming to watch Kyrie Irving and KD, right? They was selling out those games. Now, Dallas probably was selling out games too, but they gonna be in the top 5 now that they got Kyrie, regardless of what's going on. Because he's Showtime, he's box office. So Mark Cuban, from a business standpoint, even if this don't translate to deep playoff runs this year, they at least go sell all them tickets. He gonna make some money.
But it's only this year though. If no extension gets signed, then it's an experiment, and I like the wait and see approach. Because what if it doesn't work for every party? You know what I'm saying? Because I think Luka ball is being played in Dallas because that's the kind of ball Luka prefers to play.
Yeah, I think that's what he want to play, and I think Mark Cuban wanted that too. To showcase Luka as well, because that's another business move. But now that he got Kyrie, he can abandon it and still get the same results business wise, because he got a daggone somebody whose star is brighter than Luka's, in my opinion. His game is definitely better.
I can't even I can't think of the coach name who Houston had with Harden, but that's literally D'Antoni. I get Phoenix. It's literally the Mike D'Antoni system. Like
it exactly what it is, and it produces the same numbers for the primary guy.
I mean, yeah, but D'Antoni never won a chip with it.
No,
and you won't.
No,
and you won't.
This dude said the Nets are done making moves. Man, I sure hope not, man. Let's move to the Nets though. So for them, imagine this starting 5, and I want you to think defense. Don't think nothing but defense. Ben Simmons at point guard, Dinwiddie at 2, Dorian Finney-Smith at 3, Kevin Durant at 4, Nick Claxton at 5. There's no weak spots on the defensive end.
I wouldn't necessarily say
that. And the smallest guy is 6'6", and that's Dinwiddie.
They still
too frail.
If you want to get to the paint, you'll have little resistance.
No, I think that actually fixes every hole that they had. Not every hole. the main holes that they had, which was rebounding, because they let their team, opposing team, get a lot of offensive rebounds, right? So they get beat up on the rebound, and they get beat up by bigger wing players like Tatum and Brown when they play them, and like Seth Curry, Kyrie Irving, Patty Mills, the Cam Thomas, and the other guy from Indiana. None of those little small guys could stop those big guys from driving from the perimeter, and they wanted to switch everything. Now they have a lineup that they can 100% switch every screen, and there won't be any mismatches per se.
Now, I wasn't even really like speaking about like a guard or somebody driving to the hole, or even Giannis or nothing like that. I'm just thinking about, we all know how I like my basketball played. Get it to the big man down low and bang, which no one's doing. But if Philly decided to check into letting him be the monster that he is down low and run the whole offense through Embiid, Brooklyn, there's nothing Brooklyn can do to stop that.
Possibly. I seen them stop it before last year. Right, I seen them stop it last year.
Last year they was only doing it in spurts. Like, they didn't commit to that.
I don't know. Corey, what's up?
I'm not a big fan.
You're not a big fan of for who? For Dallas or Brooklyn?
I'm not worried about Brooklyn.
All right, talk to me. What you don't like about it?
I don't know how two ball dominant people can exist.
Your turn, my turn. Only two people go handle the ball and make plays. I mean, this is gonna turn out to be one of those things that the media is gonna have a frenzy for, because they're not gonna get along. You think so?
I know so.
Interesting.
Luka almost pouts when he don't get the ball.
Almost?
It's not even almost.
Right. That man going to a full temper tantrum.
Do you think it not working last year? It ran Brunson away. It wasn't working this year. They playing close to 500 basketball. They can't get over the hump. And everybody's talking about Luka needed a second start. Do you think that's enough for him to be like, oh, okay, I'm okay with somebody like Kyrie Irving taking as much shots as I am?
No.
That's interesting.
He's never done it before in his life. What makes you think he's going to do it now? Like, this dude ain't but 23.
True.
He's been playing basketball like this since he was 10.
Not even. They don't even play like this in the EuroLeague. Man,
that dude, if you watch all of his stuff from Europe, he was handling the ball all the time. When you watch him play for, I can't even remember off the top of my head right now what country that he plays for in the Olympics. He's got the ball in his hands all the time. This is the way this dude plays.
Yeah. He played it. So when he was playing in EuroLeague, he was usually the youngest player on the team, and they weren't featuring him. So if he was playing point guard, you best.
Ever since he's been on the his Olympic team, he is the main person with the ball. This dude has been with the ball his entire professional career.
Yeah, but listen to what I'm saying. Now, this past summer been let's take that out of the equation. I'm talking about before that. All right, when he was playing point guard and had the ball in his hand, he was not also being a 30 shot per game person. He wasn't.
Man, how do you think they made it to the bronze medal run?
No, I'm saying take this year out of it. I'm talking about everything before that. He was not dominating the ball as a point guard and dominating all the shots. They were playing more of a team-oriented basketball game.
Man, every time I've seen this dude play basketball, whether it's overseas or here in the United States, this dude has the ball in his hand.
Yeah, you're not listening to me, Corey. I'm saying
I am listening.
There's nothing wrong with nothing wrong with him having the ball if he's playing true point guard. Chris Paul has the ball.
That's not what he does.
Not now in the NBA, but what I'm saying is in EuroLeague, that's not how he played.
Mel, if you look up his stats on that team, he's the leading scorer on that team too, and on his national team.
You talking about before he got drafted?
Yeah, I'm talking about since in his professional career. So in his last 4 years of basketball,
and that's why that's why I said take this year out of it. That's the anomaly.
A 4 years is not an anomaly, Melvin.
He don't go over there. He don't go over there every summer. The Olympics is not every summer, Corey.
Bill, he go overseas and play every year.
Corey, what's his?
He go overseas every single year and play.
They play totally different in EuroLeague. What's his average over there? You think he taking 30 shots a game in EuroLeague, Corey?
Yeah, I do.
Prove it. Prove it. I'm waiting. You pulling it up now?
No, I'm bringing it up right now. You got to give me time. Don't rush me.
All right. I already beat you there.
Well, good. I'm glad you got it brought up.
Five.
How many points is he averaging over there?
9.7 altogether in 5
He's
seasons.
not averaging no 9.7 points a game for Slovenia. They don't even have nobody but him.
Bruh, when he played for Real Madrid before he got drafted. That's what I was.
That's his professional career.
That's why I said
you going back when he was a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, but
I'm not worried about that
because that's what I said.
Professional career,
Corey. Because that's what I said.
4 years,
Corey.
That dude averages 30 shots a game. Do you think he's gonna change now?
Corey, that's why I said from the beginning. I said when you said that's how he played, he's never played no other way. I said no, he didn't play like that in EuroLeague.
That dude's averaging 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Right, and before and in 2017-18, he averaged 12 points. So
was he a professional then?
Yes. Here's his stat. He's been a professional since he was 15. Here's his stats, Corey. His first year in EuroLeague, he averaged 2 points. His second year, he averaged 3.5. Third year, he averaged 4.9. All right. After that, he averaged 7.8. After that, he averaged 7.8. Well, no, that's the same year. He averaged 7.8 the fifth year, and then after that, he averaged 16. And then and then he averaged 12, and then he got drafted. Then this summer, that's why I said take this summer out of it, because once he became Luka and he started playing like this in the NBA, he took that back to the Olympics with him when he played for Slovenia for his country.
Slovenia.
But he was playing for Real Madrid for a long time, and he did not play that way. Playing for your country is different. Playing EuroLeague. Hold on.
You think it's just gonna change?
Well, hold on. Playing EuroLeague includes a lot of European teams. Playing for Slovenia means you only got other Slovenians on the squad with you.
So I'm asking you a question. Do you think that's gonna change because Kyrie showed up?
Well, if you would have let me finish, what I was saying is he's capable of playing without dominating the ball as a point guard and being the primary scorer. He can do it because he's done it before. And that's when we got in the argument. You were saying he never done it before. And I'm saying, yeah, he absolutely did do that.
Okay, when he was 15, he did it. You're right. Okay, so now what?
Well, he got drafted when he was from 15 to 18.
He's 23.
Yeah.
He's a ball dominant player on this team, averaging how many points a game now?
Like 32.
For the Mavericks.
32.
Averaging 32 points a game.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna cut that for Kyrie?
I hope he do. He might not. Who knows? He might not. I mean, it depends. It depends on. I would know this. Well, he got two things he can do. He can either be a true point guard and let Kyrie Irving lead the team in scoring, and he can get 15 assists a game. Be Magic Johnson, score when you need to. His average can be around 22 points. He can be the second guy. Kyrie can be getting 28, 30. Right? That'll work really good. But if he decides that he want Kyrie Irving to be Dinwiddie 2.0 and say, hey, look, I'm still gonna do my thing. I'm gonna take my 30 shots a game, and I'm gonna be the primary point guard and the distributor. And then whenever I get trapped, I'm gonna throw it to you, and then you got 5 seconds to make a shot. If he's doing that and Kyrie's only getting 15 to 18 shots a game, yeah, it's gonna be kind of rough.
That's exactly what's about to happen.
It's probable. It's very probable, and I've always said it's probable that he never changed, but I'm hoping he does.
So let me ask y'all something. Food for thought. Let me ask y'all something.
Mm-hmm.
Thought. If that happens, right, and Kyrie then says, "Man, I'm not about to play ball here," does that not make Kyrie look more like a villain than ever before?
It's nothing.
That's what I said from the very beginning, Jay. Like this is a media frenzy waiting to happen.
Yeah, it's nothing. Like it's a lose-lose for Kyrie. I mean, because even it would have been more of a lose-lose if he went to LA. Because if he would have went to LA and they didn't do well, they would have treated him the same way they treated Westbrook, right? But if he went to LA and they did do well, they would have said,
"Oh, bro,
Kyrie needs LeBron." This just shows the proof. Like he hasn't done nothing since 2016 with LeBron, and now he get back with LeBron and they do something. He needs LeBron, right? So I was hoping he didn't go to LA, but I had no clue it was gonna be Dallas. I was hoping he went to the Clippers, right?
They've been talking about it here in Dallas for a week.
Yeah, but Ty Lue had a couple of reasons why he wanted to try to grab him. Number one, they trying to unload John Wall, his contract, and some other players. Number two, Ty Lue already got a relationship with Kyrie and coached him to three straight finals, right? He knows what Kyrie is about, right? And number three, they wanted to get him so the Lakers wouldn't get him.
That's always a wonderful reason.
Yeah,
that should be reason one.
I
want them to have him.
They had to try to do that, man. They had to, but I just think it's funny, man. Ty Lue was like, "Man, y'all crazy, man. I know what Kyrie is about, man. We ran our offense through Kyrie. Yeah, I mean, we really didn't run it. I mean, Brian ran the offense, but when it was time for a bucket, sometimes we had to go through Kyrie, man. So Ty Lue know what Kyrie about, and he done seen that dude show up. He seen how he prepared. He seen how he practiced. He appreciate him. I don't understand why Sean Marks and Josiah don't, and it's really a personal thing. They really mad at him. They're still punishing him for the vax mandate, and Kyrie got other businesses with Josiah as far as suing him to get the money they took from him last year from those suspended games. He probably could also sue for the suspension from this year from the games he missed. And if I wanted to be real about it, if I was in Kyrie's corner, I would have him pursue a lawsuit against Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins for slander, defamation of character, and I would get that $200 million up out of them and make ESPN front the bill.
Man, neither one of them ain't $200 million. Oh well.
It would be, you would have to sue ESPN because they did it on their show.
Which one you think would be harder? Which one you think would be harder?
I think it would be harder to sue ESPN.
Well, ESPN is Disney, so Disney.
Yeah, they got way too much money.
Yeah.
So
it'll be kind of litigation for 100 years.
Hey,
you never see that money.
It depends on what you can pull from phone records and emails, because Colin Kaepernick sued the Shield, the NFL, and got a settlement because they didn't want.
And that's exactly what ESPN would do. They'll give you a settlement.
Right, but how would you want to handle it if you Kyrie? Would you rather? Because you know you're not going to get the $200 million from Stephen A. Smith.
Hold on, real quick. What's a bigger company? Disney or the Shield?
Probably Disney. It got to be Disney. Got to be Disney.
It's got to be Disney. I don't know, but it's a really good question.
I don't know, because I think the NFL is the highest grossing business in the world.
Put it this way, Corey. They got 30 franchises in the NFL that all probably is not as much. I know the Cowboys probably could compete with Disney a little bit, maybe.
No, they can't.
No, they can't. All right, so is Cowboys half of Disney?
Maybe half. I mean, the Cowboys are worth what, like $14 billion.
Okay, so let's say the Cowboys are a quarter of Disney. It's 30 teams. Right. It's 30 teams.
Yeah. I mean, listen to me. The NFL got paper.
Yeah.
But Disney, come on, man. That's big.
Disney got a lot of
net worth as of February 3rd, 2023. It's $202.24 billion.
Yeah. That's Disney.
Yeah, Disney got him. Yeah, Disney got him, man. Disney got him.
That's Disney, bro. Yeah.
Disney got him, man.
Yeah.
Good
That's
Lord.
Disney.
Yeah. So the goal would be sue Stephen A. Smith, sue Kendrick Perkins, and make it so not so you can actually get the money, but make it so
I sue him for $10.
Look, make it so painful that ESPN just have to fire them.
Yeah.
Like I gotta let them go.
Just to slander their names, both of them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and
I
teach people not to do it. I wouldn't go after the business. I would go after the individual. And I think that would be your best bet. Yeah. So think of it this way, Corey.
So go ahead, Jay. They said the average franchise in the NFL is
$2 billion.
4.47 billion. So you take 4, divide that by 30. I mean, multiply that by 32. You still don't get 200.
So you still have half of you. So the whole NFL is half of Disney.
Yeah. Disney been doing this for years.
And then when you think about, like I said, Disney, you got theme parks, you got channels,
companies,
you got
TV,
you got TV
conglomerates,
deals,
Ain't Marvel Disney now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, they up. But look, so you go out to Stephen A. Smith, right? Think of it this way. He admitted to the fact that he and Sean Marks talked, and he goes on national TV and is the catalyst behind throwing dirt on Kyrie's name and saying specifically he should not get a max contract. He should not get XYZ. You can't trust him, blah, blah, blah. Now, all these reasons he throw out there why he can't get a max contract can easily be refuted and proven to be a falsehood, right? But what I would be after is, you and Sean Marks talk? I want those phone records. I want to see those text messages. I want to see those emails. And if it's anything in there close to collusion, you mean to tell me my boss actually talked to you about a strategy on how they can corner me into signing contracts less than what I'm worth? Then
yes, absolutely. And that's your best bet, right? But it's all going to be, he did all of this in the name of the company. Hi, I'm Stephen A. Smith and I work for ESPN and This is what I want.
And they're going to have to fire him.
They would have to, but they're not. They make him do a bullshit ass public apology and that would be the end of it.
No. It can't just be that when it's in court. Go ahead, Jay.
Hey.
It'll be a little money exchange, but they wouldn't fire him.
They would have to separate themselves from him. I mean, I know the protection.
There's a whole lot of stuff that he's done in the past that they should have separated themselves from him.
Well, it never was anything in the court though. It was never in court.
I mean, but it is definitely been defamation of character. I mean, what was he doing when he was talking about what was he talking about? It was some Olympic team he was talking about.
The Africans. That
was absolutely something to separate themselves from him for.
No,
if they didn't separate themselves from him for that,
no. They didn't even bring that up. We was making a fuss about that. Nobody in the media even talked about that. He was protected.
I think he did for. I think he had to make an apology.
No, he made an apology for what he said about the Japanese baseball player.
That's what I'm talking about. The baseball player. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he made a putt, but that's not in court though, Jay.
Man, I understand it's not in court, but it's like in this day, making like anything that got to do with race that gets you fired so fast. If he didn't get fired for that, he's not finna get fired for talking about Kyrie Irving.
He too important to what they do as far as how white supremacy is very important in the NBA, so he helps perpetuate that. So no, they're not go throw him away for anything. But if you go to court and you're suing him for money you should have gotten a contract that he was directly responsible for keeping you from with slander and defamation of character, the ESPN is going to have to separate themselves.
But see, they know Fox would pick them up, and they already feel like they're losing some of their viewership to Fox. So they would.
They're not gonna fire.
I don't think I would see suspension. I would see repackaging his show for a little while, like taking the show away from him and just have him hosting like NBA something like that.
The only thing Stephen A. Smith could do right now to get fired is he would have to kill somebody.
Nah. It's a lot.
No,
he could Me Too somebody or LGBT somebody.
Yeah, or
I know. I don't even think if it was LGBT somebody, I don't think he would get fired for that.
No, it's about 4 or 5 protected categories that public figures cannot. And Kanye just gave us a textbook lesson in it. You cannot. It's a lot of protected demographics that can get you fired.
No matter who you are. Even they only mess with the one unprotected demographic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That means I'm gonna go right here. I'm
he
safe.
Got free reign. He got free reign. You talking about opening up the sheep house and letting a fox in there. That's what Stephen A. is. They just opened it up and was like, man, you got open season on black athletes. Do whatever you like. Say whatever you like.
The eggs, the children, the babies. Yeah. You can get the chicken.
Yeah. That's exactly what they doing, man.
Have your way with this demographic. Yeah.
They had their way with Kyrie Irving yesterday, man. They just took turns, bro. Took turns. And the funny thing is, it's almost like running to Dallas also puts a hedge of protection around Kyrie because they want Luka to be the face of the league. So now they gotta support Kyrie by default. Because they because they want Kyrie to come in and help prop Luka. They've been wanting Luka to get a second star for 3 years. 3 years. That's all they're talking about. They want to give him the MVP. They want him to go to the finals. They want him to be the face of the league. All of the above.
This ain't gonna help. This ain't gonna do nothing but cause hate and discontent.
It's possible. It's possible. But who you think won the trade, Corey?
I mean, shit. I mean, Brooklyn was already dangerous. I mean, you took something away, but I mean, Dinwiddie can fill those shoes. I mean, he can shoot.
Yeah, he can play.
He can play a little defense.
Yeah,
he can hoop.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't lose that much. I mean, and you still have a room full of locker room guys, right?
Yeah.
You come here, right? You got 2 ball dominant dudes on the same team. Like, I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work. Now, there is a perfect recipe for it, and I've mentioned it on here 10, 15, 20 times. They could play it just like they played it against Utah in that game 6, the exact same way, and it will work. They just let Jalen Brunson do his thing for 3 quarters. And then in the 4th, let Luka play that ball-dominant game that he plays to close the show. And they could do that every single night and win a whole lot of games.
You know what's different?
You should. I'm listening.
So Luka actually had the perfect situation because he never had a player that was so good that if Luka was having let's say Luka was having a tough night, it's an easy transition to switch and say, all right, we're running everything through Kyrie, and then Kyrie might close the game in the 4th quarter too. But when he had Bronson and Dinwiddie and Tim Hardaway Jr. being his number 2, it didn't matter what type of night Luka was having, he still go get the same shots up, right? And then in the 4th quarter, he still got that green light. You can't say that now because you got to make it. You got to make a decision. Kyrie Irving is a better free throw shooter, a better 3-point shooter, a better mid range shooter than Luka.
I know you like Kyrie, but you crazy if you think it's about to change like that. You're nuts.
Well, I'm not saying it will. What I'm saying is, it's not so easy to make that decision to say,
yes, it
Luka,
is.
Bring us home.
Yes, it is.
Who you want bringing you home, Luka or Kyrie?
Yeah, yes, it is. You might want Kyrie bringing you home like that, but Kyrie was brought here to be Robin. That is his job.
That's tough.
That's not tough. That's the reality of the Dallas Mavericks.
It's hard to be Robin when you're better than Batman.
Hey, it is what it is. Like you have to understand. You have to understand it. And one thing that y'all are missing is the demographics of the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks have had the number one player on the Dallas Mavericks has been white for the last 25 years.
Yeah, you know more about Texas than I do, and I know they love them some Luka and some Dirk. But hey, look, they ain't never had no boy like Kyrie Irving. Kyrie might put that Robin suit on, but he gonna have Batman's utility belt around his waist.
That's fine, and that's fine. And you can have that utility belt around your waist all you want to. It don't mean you're gonna get to use it.
Okay. Well, hey, look, when you tied up and he said, look, man, I can if I could just reach my utility belt, just give me the ball in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I'll bring you home.
He's not gonna get the ball. He's gonna get the ball with 5 seconds left on the shot clock, just like normal. Nothing's gonna change.
No, I hope you're not right, man. Hey Jay.
I'm telling you that I am.
Let me say this though. This is another thing I wanted to throw out there. All of the excuses that we made for Luka. Hey man, we don't have any guys that can create. Dorian Finney-Smith, Dinwiddie, all these guys around Luka. We need something better. KD now has those same guys that Luka had, and a guy that's even worse on offense than Ben Simmons. Right, and a guy that's pretty much just like JaVale McGee and Nick Claxton, but better, right? Just a rim runner, right? Let's see what KD can do with this lineup when he gets back from injury, and if he can do more with this than what Luka was doing with it, it's no excuse for Luka to, the way he was playing, ball dominant, and all the excuses. There's no excuse.
Yeah. Luka and KD. Luka not KD at all. Like, it's sad that
I understand your dislike for Luka, and I understand your love for Kyrie and KD. But you crazy.
It's not no dislike. Well, hold on. Let Jay go then. Corey, I want you to tell me why I'm crazy. Go ahead, Jay.
Luka not KD.
Yeah, I mean,
like he just not.
Yeah.
There's only one Kevin Durant, and a lot of people, he's the best player in the league right now.
Facts.
Not facts. It's actually opinion, but but what I'm saying is that team defensively and offensively, hey man, let Durant cook. Just let Durant cook. Ben Simmons is he's the equivalent of playing 4-on-5.
And it's cool that we can say that when we just talking amongst each other, but I hate when they say it on national TV, man. Don't mess with another black man's money like y'all did Kyrie, man. They on there to my man. Hey, he with us.
Hold on,
come on, man. That's Peef.
Peef, whatever, my boy. Hey, but here's the thing about Ben Simmons. I think whatever's going on with him, like, is 100% mental. Like, Ben Simmons is a guy that, when he's performing at his top level, will give you something on offense. It ain't gonna be no 3-pointer. But I remember when he used to score.
He need to smoke before every game. And then touch it up at halftime.
Yeah.
If your nerves are that bad, like, you need to.
I don't even think it's nerves. I think it's kicker syndrome.
Yeah, it's right? Like a mental block.
You know,
like a Brett Mayhurt missed 4 extra points.
Yeah, but multiply that by 1,000, and it's just like, man, I don't like. I know, like everybody else can see the talent, but once you stop believing, it's tough.
Yeah, like he was seeing a sports psychologist last year. So it was something really, really going on with him. It's kind of what happened with the head coach from Waterboy, where he couldn't call plays no more because what happened to him in college when old boy stole his playbook and emasculated him.
Playbook. Yeah, man, he didn't have no more plays.
He emasculated him too. So that's pretty what it was, man. Like, you know, he just couldn't. Like he hasn't broke through that mental blockage yet.
But I think that I think the Nets didn't get worse. They didn't get better. They got the better end of the trade long term. The Nets didn't get better, and Dallas didn't get better either. If they got worse. If that's a thing, if there's a trade where both teams could progressively get worse, and this is why I say it, the Nets lost offense and got a little bit. They got able to defend more, right?
Yeah.
Dallas lost defense, and now they have offense that they're not even going to use.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, Dallas lost defense. Go ahead, Corey.
You have a lot of faith when you keep saying possibly and hopefully.
I know, Corey, man, but you ain't got to keep pointing it out to me, man. Let me wait till I actually see it. There is a possibility. I didn't say probable. I said possibly. There is a possibility that Jason Kidd say, Luka, you're not the point guard anymore. This is the offense we're running.
They'll fire Jason Kidd tonight.
You exactly. You answered your own question when you said, or your own. You solidified your own statement against your own statement when you said what you said previously. Now they have to like Kyrie because of what? They want Luka to do what?
Succeed and be the face.
To be the face, right?
Yeah.
You can't be the face letting Kyrie cook.
Sure you can.
Yeah, you can.
Still the face and Kyrie.
No, you.
Yeah. No. You can't. You can because all it takes is everything you do get exponentially hyped up in the media. It's the same reason why we think he the man now. Like look, every fan that watches NBA basketball cannot read through all of that, all the smoke and mirrors. A lot of people actually think that everybody think Kyrie was not that dude, and everybody thought that Luka was better than what he was, and that just came straight from the media. The media got a lot of power over a lot of people's minds.
There's no way in the world that a dude that doesn't play defense can be the best player in the world.
I agree with you 100%, but guess what? If you take a poll right now on who's top 5 players in the league, Luka is almost at least number 2. They're going to say Giannis and Luka, or either Giannis, Jokic, and Luka. They say those are the 3 best players in the league, and they're the face of the league. Giannis, Jokic, Luka. They skip right. They skip right past Kevin Durant. They skip right past Kawhi. Skip right past Jason Tatum. Skip right past Joel Embiid. And all 4 of those guys play on both ends of the floor.
Now, let me ask you a question.
And Curry.
Let me ask you a question. What does Giannis, Jokic, and Luka have in common that the other guys don't?
They're foreigners, and they're not giving the owners the headache that the LeBron, KD, and Kyrie was giving them.
They're not ethnic on it, bro. Even listen, even Greek freak, you know, he not.
Let me ask you this, Jay. Why do you think your coach in San Antonio picked a lot of people that wasn't American born?
But so he can run without having any.
He can run his system.
Back talk.
Right, and so it's that they think they're easier to work with. Why did he send Steven Jackson packing after they had just won a championship and he played heck of some good basketball in the finals?
Because Steven Jackson is a menace.
coaches don't like that type of stuff. The old regard, the old NBA, David Stern, none of these people like that type of stuff. And LeBron James was so daggone good and such a good citizen and such a good ball player that when he gave everybody playing power by how he ran, they ain't had no choice but to allow it. But when LeBron James opened the door for that, you got the Kyries, you got the James Hardens requesting trades, you got stuff like that. And the owners don't like it. And Giannis is not doing it. Jokic is not doing it. Luka is not doing it. Ain't none of them dudes requesting no trade.
They want to go back.
Not yet. Luka's not gonna stay in Dallas, man.
They want to go back to the league where Dennis Rodman was the outlier instead of more people having a Dennis Rodman mentality. If you get what I'm saying. So like you had Dennis Rodman, then you had Rasheed Wallace. Like, you know what I'm saying? There was always just like one guy who wouldn't, quote unquote, conform, like kind of took their own strength. They kind of knew where the line was and would toe up to the line. And they don't like that. Like even the whole thing, like if I'm under contract with you and you could fire me, i.e. cut me if you wanted to. And you could trade me if you decide that I'm not giving you what you wanted out of me. Well, if you're not giving me what I want out of you, then trade me too. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they don't like that. They don't like that at all.
Put it this way, and you're right. And we're going to find out a lot about what they don't like when they start doing their collective bargaining. Yeah, the CBA this summer, right? We're going to find out a whole lot, right? Now, check this, though. I do think that the media was ready for the owners to shun Kyrie Irving and do him like the league did Marbury when they pushed him out of the league. For some reason, it was not easy for them to do it because Kyrie is so daggone good.
I'm about to say Marbury not Kyrie either.
He not, but he was the Kyrie of that era. He was that good. Whatever Kyrie is now, he was that good.
But when they forced Marbury out the league, his best years were still behind him. I don't think so. He was what was his age? Let me find his age when he left the NBA.
But he had to be in the 30s.
I think he was about 31, 32 when he left the NBA. Because when he left,
older than that, I believe.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you think about like Kyrie, he may still ascend to another level.
Dude, Kyrie.
Not with the Dallas Mavericks, he won't.
That boy ain't
No, I ain't even talking about Dallas. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of good basketball left in that young man.
Boy, Kyrie, Stephon Marbury, 19-8 for a career, even with them years that he wasn't turning up on those squads. His last year, he averaged 3 points with Boston because he was coming off the bench, and he still ended up averaging 19 for a career, 8 assists. Man, that dude a Hall of Famer, and people don't even know it. He was 31, Jay, when he left his last year. So the same exact age that Kyrie is right now. Kyrie turns 31 next month in March. He got the same birthday as J Kidd, March 23rd. So the same exact age that Kyrie is now is the same age that Marbury was when they pushed him out of the league. They were going to and I think that's why Kyrie was like, I'm not waiting till this summer, because they were going to Marbury him. I don't think nobody was really gonna get him a deal. Like right now is perfect timing because, hey, look, I'm trying to make a playoff push. Everybody thinking different, you know what I mean? But this summer it's gonna be totally different this summer.
How many years does Kyrie have on his contract that he's on now?
This is last year. He opted out. He opted in for this year.
Dallas gave everything away for
half a season.
Yeah.
He said everything. That was gonna get it away anyway, Jay. It wasn't working.
No.
I mean, but you don't give it away for free. You just gave it away for free.
What was the picks? I'm talking about the draft picks. I don't even.
Oh, it's like 2024 was like a first and a second or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it wasn't. It's too much. It's too much to have a dude for literally a year.
No.
That's all you're gonna have him for.
30 games.
Yeah. Yeah, because like man.
I wonder what Wilt would have did.
No, don't start, Jay. Don't start, man. Well, my man, Aaron. But nah, this ain't over, man, because I don't know if Brooklyn really think that they're gonna make a playoff push with this roster and KD. Plus, I think they kind of want to get rid of Ben Simmons. Who knows? So they might try to dump Ben Simmons, and they got to get KD some help if KD is agreeing to stay. I don't think KD is agreeing to stay. I think he wants out now too. So we'll see, man. But
it won't happen before the trade deadline.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think it's possible?
If he hurt, will he pass the physical?
That's true.
You would have to give up your farm to get a hurt KD right now.
I mean, which is interesting because they brought in a hurt Ben Simmons last year. How did Ben Simmons pass his physical needing back surgery with 2 bulging discs?
Well, that's a question that I was gonna ask, but the subject got changed. How when you deal with somebody with a mental block like that, right? How many opportunities do you get? How long do you get to get over it?
As long as it's not ugly. If they win and get, like when they was winning 18 out of 20 games, it didn't bother them. But when they started playing Philly and Boston and KD was hurt and they couldn't win because Ben couldn't give them no points.
Nothing.
Then it looks bad. But he did in that Philly game. He did drop like 13 in the fourth quarter, or 13 in the third quarter, and then they just didn't play him in the fourth. So he had 0 at halftime. He came out and dropped 13 in the third. It was like, dude, you could have been doing this. Just drive to the hoop, man. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Corey, man, when you getting back on, man, where your mic at?
I ordered one yesterday, as a matter of fact. I hope it's good.
Man, you should have called me before you ordered it. I would have told you. I would have told you the right one to get.
Well, I can get 2.
Send me the one you got, unless you want me to just send you the one I suggest.
Send me the one you suggest.
All right, babe.
Hey, hold on, man. That boy, big money talk. Look what a promotion can do for you. I can get 2.
You ain't lying.
Man.
Talk your story.
Man, I'm getting over this Christmas money that I spent. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, man.
Last month was tough.
Well, I guess that's it, man. I think we don't beat a dead horse, man. Ain't no more meat on the bone.
I'm gonna watch the Mavericks, man, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch the Mavericks just to say I told you so.
Everybody gonna be watching the Mavericks, man.
I'm not.
Oh my God.
I can tell you right now, I'm not.
Do you think the Mavericks? Do you think the NBA is brave enough? Because what I think they was shadow banning the Nets. Every time they played someone that was a marquee matchup like Philly or Boston this year, it was always something fishy with the officiating, or where the other team couldn't miss, which a lot of people think those magnets they put in the ball and around the hoop benefit. Come on, man. That last Boston game, they lost by 40 something. Boston, it's one thing for one guy to get hot. Okay, MJ's hot, he can't miss. Cool, we'll double him. But when everyone's hot from 3, I'm talking about Derek White. What was number 12 name? The big lot, the tight end, the dude that built like Antonio Gates. He couldn't miss. Tatum couldn't miss. Brown couldn't miss. Horford was hitting 3s. Everybody who shot 3s, it wasn't even hitting no rim. I'm like, come on, man. Really? Y'all really selling that to us? We know that the technology with the magnets exists in the ball. They're doing it in the NFL as well for the receivers and the gloves. We know that technology exists. You go sit here and watch. Let me watch them drop 10 threes in the first quarter. and be up on a team.
You said they doing it in the NBA with the glove.
Yeah, well, they put it's a magnet in the ball, and then there's a magnet around a rim, and it makes the shooting easier. It's a real thing.
Man.
It's a real thing. Like, seriously, look it up and watch the ball get stuck on the rim multiple times.
Let me tell you something about the gloves in the NFL. If I showed it to my mother cannot grab a football and palm it. She can't. Her hands are too small. But I put them gloves on her hands, and she could hold the football and move it around and everything. Them gloves are a cheat code anyway. Odell Beckham don't make that catch with his hands without them gloves on.
Okay.
Yeah. So, the basketball thing, I don't know. It's possible. I guess it could happen, but I don't know about the football. It would make the ball too heavy. Quarterbacks couldn't throw it that far.
Oh, you think all the magnets got to be super heavy?
Oh man, I mean they're not gonna be. This one little magnet ain't gonna make no difference.
I don't know. I'm not in the room when they make that technology. All right, so I mean,
Jay, Kansas City got too much team speed for Philly.
I hope so.
I think so. They're really, really fast.
I don't think Philly has played anybody worth mentioning this year.
The quarterbacks that they faced in the playoffs were Daniel Jones and Josh Jacobs. that's not.
Neither one of them is Pat Mahomes. I tell you that.
No.
And I'm talking about Pat Mahomes, the baseball player.
Anytime they faced a quarterback that could put the ball down the field, they got torched.
We got to get some receivers healthy, but we'll see what happens. You know, I'm excited.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you definitely got to get some people healthy, but I mean, Philly got a lot of people hurt too. It should be interesting, though. I think so. They got to keep. You better keep Chris Jones away from Jalen Hurts. So that shoulder ain't gonna hold up.
What y'all thinking? High scoring or low scoring?
It might be high scoring.
If it's a shootout, it's Chiefs easy. It's Chiefs easy in a shootout. But the way you got to keep Chris Jones away from number one, you got to keep 7 away from 15. Boy, Jesus.
Yes, sir. That's a
different level right now.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I mean, but you know, like Lane Johnson, not Lane Johnson, Kelsey's brother. Him having that bad groin, that's gonna suck, man. That's gonna suck big time. And you know, having to block Chris Jones with a messed up groin, that's asking a whole lot.
I don't even. I say it now. The guy to watch for me would be Frank Clark. I think Chris Jones and Dunlap and Noddy and all them guys, Saunders, they'll keep the interior of that offensive line busy. And Frank coming in off the edge, or Carlos Dunlap coming in off the other edge, is where Hurts will probably find a lane and run up through the middle. So hopefully a linebacker's chilling. But you know, we'll see.
Yeah, man. I think that.
But I think a slow, methodical pace, where you're running the ball. Philly has 3 running backs. You're running the ball or whatever. If the best way to keep Pat Mahomes off your ass is keep him off the field.
Just keep him on the sideline.
But if you want a shootout, there's no guy I'd rather have than 15 in a shootout.
Oh yeah, man. No dude in the NFL. No dude in the NFL.
Now I would prefer to have Miami receivers with 15.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Very true. But I just think that if you let Philly bunch up on defense, if you let them put 7 in the box and just put their ears back and get after your quarterback, you're in trouble.
Well,
Pacheco throws a lot of that off just catching the ball.
There's no way they'll do that just because when you blitz, historically for the last 5 years, when you blitz Mahomes, you get cooked. Like you got to win with your front four. You got to win with your front 7. You got to send forward.
Yeah.
Shouts out to that.
Sports PSP, what's up, bro? Yeah, you too, man, for sure, man. Y'all go sub the Sports PSP channel, man. I just subbed today, man. I've been checking him out. He do good work over there, man. So y'all go ahead and go sub to my man and push his numbers up.
I'm on it.
Yeah, but I like the way Kansas City buckled down and shut down Joe Mixon and shut down Joe Burrow, and I didn't think they could do it. I didn't.
I've been telling you guys since like the middle of the season, the defense is coming together. We're real young at corner. We're real young, in the secondary. However, they're playing together. Spags got them believing that unit could beat something. And last year had to suck so bad when they was like, skip it, man. We'll put our Ricky back. Yeah.
That's tough, but that's the only way. That's the only way they're gonna learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now they feel like they're battle tested, and they got their hands full. I mean, because you got a big old physical receiver, and then you got a 4.2 40 dude right behind him, and that's tough. And they got a decent tight end. That's tough.
It's gonna be
tough.
It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. But like I said, Hurts is going to have to throw the ball on the run. I don't think we'll give him a lot of time to stay clean.
No, and he hasn't had a good passing game in quite a while. But he's going to need one next Sunday.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
I think that. I just think I don't really know. It's such a tough game to call, but I think the whole team speed thing is going to come into play, and I like the way that they have. I like the way that like you go and get Kadarius Toney in the middle of the season. They always do stuff like that. Kansas City always does stuff like that. If they see a lack of something in the middle of the season, they'll go get it. And it'll put them over the edge where they need to be and right back on top of that division and into the number 1, 2 seed in the playoffs. They do it every year. And, I don't know why the Giants wouldn't use Kadarius Toney, but the Chiefs have no problem using them whatsoever.
Nah. It's an intricate part of what we're doing. Like I hate it for McCole Hartman though, because like they're like actually the same guy. So
Kadarius Toney is a freak. There's something different about that dude, man.
Yeah, this is Hartman's contract year, and he has a pelvis injury. He probably won't even play in the Super Bowl. But we've probably seen the last game he'll ever play in Kansas City. Like,
damn.
I mean, they may resign him, but why would you?
Yeah, if you got the same dude, and you got the same dude in the locker room that's gonna be cheaper.
Yeah, because he's still on a rookie deal.
He only on like year 2.
Right. So you may let Harden walk, and then Sky Moore will develop to be a Hardman type player. Like it's tough to see him get a contract. And then they may give him a 1-year deal. They may give him a 1 year. They may extend him, but I don't know. I really like Mecole Hardman. I really do, but I can't see the GM bringing him back
unless unless you gonna offload somebody like Juju and just have your whole wide receiving core as little bitty 4-2 dudes.
Nah, I think Juju comes back. I think MVS is playing for his life right now, and that's why he had that big.
But he balling.
Yeah. I mean because
he balling.
I think somebody told him, man, there's really no reason to bring you back next year, and he's like, wait a minute.
Balling.
But I mean, when we went and signed those guys, everybody was like, man, y'all got a bunch of 3s and 2s. Like, there's no number one receiver.
Man, listen.
Number one receiver.
Mahomes is Travis Kelce. Mahomes does, and I wrote this on my Facebook page not very long ago. The Chiefs knew that Mahomes throws an intermediate deep ball well. So you surround him with 4-2 dudes. You don't really need a number one guy. You just need somebody that's fast that can blow the roof off of it. That's all you need. He'll make him a number one. Just putting the ball in the air to him.
You know, and I'll tell you something that no one sees. And if the Eagles don't watch out, a go route to number 84, his name is Justin Watson, white guy. That's been money all year. Money all year. Like he'll drop one out of 4. You know what I'm saying? They're really tough. They're all really tough passes. And then when we finish, man, go look up Justin Watson highlights and then text me.
Okay.
See what I say. You'll see what I'm saying.
Okay.
Listen, he didn't play because he had like the flu or maybe COVID or whatever, but he was sick. He didn't play against Cincinnati.
Okay.
But him in go routes, like he might. I think I've seen him catch at least 4 or 6 balls this year for over 40 yards.
Damn.
That's the kind of stuff that you'll never see. You're just like, it's just the guy catching the ball, but like they do it often.
And that little scheme that they got where it's a bunch of smoke and mirrors going on, but it's always somebody downfield, always. And then even sometimes because your quarterback he breaks all the rules, he'll roll left and throw right whenever he gets ready. That's just a normal pass for him. Even Travis Kelce snaking out to the right as he's rolling left, and Travis Kelce standing there all over there by himself. Like those things, normal quarterbacks can't do that. But that's what he does well, and they have built that team around those strengths of his, and they are ultra successful. And I mean, I don't see it changing anytime soon. It's not.
Yeah, I think the ankle will be an issue by the time the game is played. Man.
Yeah.
What you got, man?
Nothing, man. I just wanted to go ahead, get on here and cook on that, man. I'm sitting here reading headlines and trying to find out what else going on, man. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
You see what the Panthers just did?
No, what they do?
Signed Sean Payton earlier today fired the defensive coordinator from Broncos, and the Panthers just hired him today. Right, but it was unemployed for like 32 minutes.
Who's that D coordinator?
I can't think of his name right now.
I can't think of his name.
I know both first and last name both start with an E. I can't think of what they call him.
What you think about D'Amico Ryans, Mel?
I ain't having no problem with it, man. I liked it.
Get your money, man.
I like the hire. And, he got an opportunity to get a head coach. I mean, Eric Bieniemy still ain't got that opportunity. So I mean, unfortunately, we ain't in a position as black coaches to turn jobs down. You know what I mean? So you got to take what you can get and see what you can do with it, man. One thing the NFL is notorious for is if you start off good and catch lightning in the bottle as a black coach like Mike Tomlin did, then you can get some longevity. It's the only issue we having is we don't have the wiggle room to fail at the beginning and get better. You know what I mean? So
I think that D'Amico Ryans. I think with this and D'Amico Ryans. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
No. I was saying, I was thanking Dennis for the answer. I just don't know how to say Buddy name. I don't know how to say it.
Oh, I think that the difference with this and D'Amico Ryans is D'Amico Ryans is a Texans dude. That's where he played his best football.
Okay, that makes sense.
So maybe he does have a little wiggle room. I don't know. We'll find out.
What I really,
it's not going to be cute.
What I think in Texas was happening, Houston, I think they hired the wrong guy the first time, and then Lovie Smith was never designed to be the long-term answer there. Like, I think they hired him knowing that he was a bridge so they can get the guy that they wanted. And then D'Amico Ryan became available, and then they was like, here's the guy we want. Like, Lovie Smith he's a good coach or whatever, but I don't. And here's the problem with D'Amico Ryan, in my opinion, right?
I'm listening.
The most successful coaches right now in the NFL are all offensively background.
Yes.
And like maybe like 2/3 of the league got an offensive guy as their head coach. And with them making the rules more offensive friendly and defensive, defensively, like you can't really play defense well in the NFL right now. To be a defensive guy, like you gotta either like find the next Sean McVay or something like that as your offensive coordinator, and the only problem with that is year 2 in, somebody's going to come take them.
Yes, agreed.
So being a defensive minded coach or having a defensive background, stuff.
All of your top quarterbacks in the NFL right now have an offensive mind on their coaching staff, whether it's the head coach or the offensive coordinator. And it's dangerous when it's the offensive coordinator because, like you said, they'll be gone in 2 years. The only reason the 49ers get away with it is because Shanahan is the mind behind all of that. I think what's the name, the coach for the Dolphins now. I think he might. To me, it seemed like he was the passing game coordinator. That's what it seemed like to me. He wasn't really the offensive coordinator because Shanahan's still doing everything, and he is going to have to bring some sort of offensive mind in to work that offense because you're gonna have a young quarterback and you're gonna throw him under the fire right out of the bat. You got a good running game. You got a good running back. You got 2 good running backs. You ain't got no receivers. Your best receiver is Brandon Cooks. And it's not gonna be pretty. Not right off the bat. It's just not. And
they got some fight down there though. They got some fight.
They do. They do, but
Pierce coming back as the running back. He's on a rookie deal. Draft your QB first round, get a receiver second round, and then let's see what happens. Like their offensive line isn't bad.
It's not terrible.
The defense plays honest. They're not horrible. In my opinion, it'll take more to get Cleveland back in the playoffs than it will to get Houston at contention, at playoff contention. I think Houston will have a quicker upswing than Deshaun Watson and them boys would have before they're in the playoffs.
You think so?
Yeah. I think you might be right because you really don't have to be that fantastic to win that division that Houston's in.
but Cincinnati and Baltimore in the division with Cleveland, right?
I think Deshaun Watson broke. Like, I think it's over.
You think so?
Yeah. And watching it this year, I never seen a game, a complete game, where I felt like, hey, he'll be well. And he didn't have a whole year, but I'm saying from when he came back, I didn't never feel like
he didn't come back to week 12, Jay.
Yeah, but I didn't feel like I never had like, oh man, that's the Deshaun Watson we've seen before. And I could be wrong. But it doesn't take a lot to break a quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion.
Well, you never gonna get the Deshaun Watson from old because he can't be on Instagram no more. So that's the end of that. He better find a legitimate masseuse. That's the only thing I can tell you. He won't be relaxed like that no more.
Bless his heart. But Houston was in. They was in probably about 7 or 8 of those games they lost. They lost by 1 score.
Yeah, they weren't out of them for sure.
So you turn half of those into wins. You turn 4 of them into wins. That's still only a 6-win team. So
yeah,
they got some work. They got some work to do.
So Jacksonville won that division at 9-8.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you 3 games out of first place. That's not terrible.
And I don't see Tennessee making any major moves. Tannehill's not the guy. Like they can go ahead and quit on the Tannehill experiment.
Well, they kind of stuck with it. Because I mean,
Zoe, what up, man? What's up? Zoe, where you at?
How long do you have with that? You still got another 2 years on that Tannehill deal?
I think 3.
I was gonna say he just signed. It wasn't that long ago when he signed that big contract. So
Zoe said if you halfway good as a defensive coach, you go get a head coaching job.
That's possible. Because if you a halfway good defensive coach in this league, and you're doing something right. You know, they beat down Dan Quinn's door, but he didn't leave.
Well, that's because unofficially he's the coach in waiting.
Exactly. I mean, we all know why he didn't leave because he's the next head coach. But Jerry is good with them yes men. He cool with that.
He better have it in writing too, because Jerry will lie to him too.
Yeah. Well, the last coach that was in waiting on the coaching staff, he became the head coach, Jason Garrett.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, because remember Denver was trying to get him out of there. They was like, "Hey, we need you to come over here and be the coach." And Jerry went on and fired. I can't remember who it was, and went ahead and hired Garrett as the head coach.
But what's crazy is Garrett hadn't had a job since then.
He was the offensive coordinator in New York for a season.
Doesn't count. He hasn't had a head coaching job. Excuse me.
Oh no! He's not gonna get that. He's not. And it's just like, it's just like with Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore goes to the Chargers, right? And as probably the next head coach because they're gonna give what's his name one more season, and he gonna and bringing in Kellen Moore as your offensive coordinator is not helping your cause. Just get ready for a bunch of 5-yard out.
I think they'll do better than they did. I think injuries. We never seen what the Chargers could be until the playoffs. Then we seen the Chargers be the Chargers. But
I mean, they could have been healthy, but Mike Williams got hurt. What in the fourth quarter, with like 4 minutes left in the game? You don't even need to have your players playing in.
Yep,
that's coaching. That's their fault. There's no way that they even should have been in the game. That game had no impact on where you were seated in the playoffs whatsoever. had no impact in it whatsoever, and you threw him out there for 4 quarters. You playing with fire. You got burnt. That ain't the first time it's happened to the Chargers. And as long as they got this coaching staff in place, it's not going to be the last.
Big Mill.
Yeah.
Grab that ribbon, man.
Which ribbon?
Put a ribbon on this one.
I'm sure I was listening to y'all, man. I didn't even have my mind on football at all day, man. I couldn't believe this.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing. And when I saw you sent me that, I haven't been looking at my phone. I haven't been looking at TV like that today. But when I saw it, I was like, man, there ain't no way that's real. And then I went to ESPN, and I was like, no way. No way. Bro, it's got disaster written all over it. I hope that I'm wrong. For the sake of being a Dallas Mavericks fan, I hope I'm wrong. But I don't think I am. I just don't.
It's 2 players in the league that all of Kyrie's enemies are neutralized by him joining. It would have been Luka or LeBron. You know, all the people that like LeBron like Luka for the same reasons, right? So if he would have went to either one of those, you know, the last time Kyrie wasn't getting criticized very heavy was when he was with LeBron, and that's because the people that's got the platform to do all the criticizing are LeBron lovers, and you know, and most of them are Luka lovers as well. So by default, like I said, I mean, they will probably talk trash about him a couple of more days, you know, maybe even a week, you know, about derailing the Nets and all that stuff. But then once they start playing ball with Dallas and they start saying he's helping Luka achieve success, they ain't gonna have no choice but to, you know, give him the same love they gave him when he was in Cleveland.
I hope you're right. I hope. Because if this fails and it already got FAI written, all you're looking for is LURE, and that's just in cursive, so it's gonna come out real fast.
Yeah.
If
it fails, what's a failure?
I think a failure would be if there's some kind of not even a spat. If the Mavericks don't do anything, and he says I'm on out of Dallas,
okay,
that is going to be a platform for the media to jump on. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And that's all that they waiting on is for something like that to happen.
Yeah, for sure. And if that happened, he'll be in China. So I mean, and who knows, man? I mean, I think it's weird that Cuban picked him up anyway, man. He might be delivering the final blow to Kyrie Irving as an owner. You know what I mean? I'm gonna use him for this season and see how far we can get with him, but he ain't getting no contract from me either. So you know, who knows, man? You know, because like I said, he is a Jewish man, and you know, I don't know if he hold grudges or whatnot, or whatever. I don't know. So I mean, this might be some type of setup. We don't know. But anyway, man, I just wanted to get on here and say all that stuff, man. And then I don't know, man. We still got to get on here and talk some football before the Super Bowl. But I give it a couple of more days before we get back on. But other than that, man, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
All right, bro.